Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Maryland Almanac. To me, this is the worst time of year. The holidays are over, it's cold, it's dark, and I'm basically just waiting around for spring. So, here are 5 signs that I watch out for that mark spring's return in Maryland. First to look out for are the blooms of the serviceberry, also called the sarvisberry, the juneberry, or the saskatoon. This is one of the earliest native plants to bloom with these snow-white flowers. Serviceberry is said to bloom soon after the ground thaws from its winter freeze, so look for these blooms around late February to early March. Serviceberries also have edible berries, so now's the time to locate them if you want a snack in the summer. I've heard the wild ones taste a lot like tart blueberries, but domesticated varieties can be kind of bland. And finally, if you start to notice a lot of white blooms along the highways this time of year, these are probably not serviceberry, but Bradford pears, an invasive species that, hey, you could replace with serviceberry if it's on your property. Next is the return of the red-winged blackbird. This bird never technically leaves Maryland, since it can overwinter on the eastern shore, but its return to its spring habitat is marked by a very distinct and recognizable cry. There are a ton of these birds, so they're super easy to find. They hang out around wetlands and streams and are very, very noisy. Once temperatures reliably get above freezing, try going for a walk and seeing if you can hear them. Third, we have the migration of the yellow spotted salamander. So unlike the other things on this list, this is a one-time event. Sometime in late winter, after a night of warm rain, the yellow spotted salamander will migrate from its river habitat to spawn in the fresh vernal pools on the forest floor. Salamanders are a pretty rare sight even if you are looking for them, so this is a great opportunity to see them. If you live in central or southern Maryland, Jug Bay runs a volunteer program to remove them from the roads during the nights of the migration. Fourth is the emergence of the spring peepers. Now, spring peepers are a frog that, like the red-winged blackbird, can be found at just about any wetland. You might not see them, but their iconic chirping is one of the first signs of spring. While they might chirp all day deep in the woods, I find it best to listen to them at dusk. And finally, we have the cherry blossoms blooming. This typically happens after the equinox, but in my opinion, it's what really marks the beginning of spring. Most of the ornamental trees that you see aren't native cultivars, but we do have native varieties in Maryland. They are edible, so like the serviceberry flowers, if you keep an eye out for the blooms, you can pick the cherries later in the summer. And even though it's not in Maryland, the Cherry Blossom Festival in DC is a fantastic event that you really should check out if you have the chance. To me, peak bloom really does mark the first day of spring. And those are the 5 signs that I look out for to mark the start of spring's return. You can expect these to happen in about 2 to 3 weeks, around late February to early March, except for the Cherry Blossom Festival, that tends to be late March to early April. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.